The first rays of morning light filter gently through your window, and in this stillness, the presence of the Lord surrounds you. Even before a word is spoken, heaven has already moved, proclaiming His glory and releasing divine restoration into your life. Hearts that open in faith become vessels of His healing, peace, and abundant blessings. As you take this moment to breathe, to still your mind, and to focus your heart on God, know that the same power that raised Jesus from the dead is actively working within you. Every area of your body, mind, and spirit that has known limitation, pain, or weariness is being touched by this divine power. In this very moment, healing flows, restoration begins, and hope is renewed. Praise is the key that unlocks God's presence. The psalmist declares, "I will praise you, Lord, with all my heart. I will tell of all your wonderful deeds. I will be glad and rejoice in you. I will sing the praises of your name, O Most High." Before our circumstances change, we can enter into an attitude of worship, declaring His goodness even when the outcome seems uncertain. Praise aligns our spirit with God's reality, reminding us that He is faithful and that His promises are true. As we choose gratitude and worship, we create space for miracles to manifest in our lives. Consider the story of the woman who suffered for 12 long years with a condition that drained her physically, emotionally, and financially. She had exhausted every resource, consulted every physician, and yet her health continued to decline. When she heard about Jesus, her heart stirred with faith. Despite the obstacles, the crowd, and her own weakness, she pressed forward with determination, believing that if she could just touch His garment, she would be made well. The moment she did, healing power surged through her, and Jesus said, "Daughter, your faith has made you well. Go in peace and be healed of your affliction." That same Jesus is present with us now. Though we may not touch His physical garment, our faith can reach Him, and the power that heals flows freely into every corner of our being. As we receive this healing, it is important to remember that it is holistic. The restoration Jesus brings is not only physical, but also emotional, mental, relational, and spiritual. Pain that has lingered for years can release, and strength begins to flow into areas that were once weak or dormant. Every cell, tissue, and organ aligns with God's perfect plan. Diseased cells are replaced with healthy ones, inflammation subsides, and vitality returns. But healing is not just a passive experience. It is activated by our faith, our gratitude, and our willingness to receive it. When you participate in this process, declaring, "I receive healing," your faith becomes a conduit through which God's miracles flow. Our minds often bear burdens as heavy as our bodies. Anxiety, fear, depression, and mental struggles can feel overwhelming. Yet the peace of Christ is greater than any challenge we face. The peace that surpasses understanding is a gift that guards our hearts and minds. Traumatic memories can lose their power, chemical imbalances are renewed, and thought patterns that once enslaved us begin to be reshaped. Darkness is replaced by light, heaviness by joy, and confusion by clarity. Each of these internal shifts strengthens not only our own lives, but also allows us to extend compassion, understanding, and patience to those around us. Relationships, too, are a vital area of God's restorative work. Where communication is broken down, understanding is restored. Where betrayal has caused pain, the seeds of forgiveness can take root. Where distance and estrangement have separated hearts, pathways to reconciliation are created. Jesus reminds us that peacemakers are blessed and called children of God. As we embody His principles, we learn when to speak, when to listen, when to stand firm, and when to yield. The wisdom to navigate relationships in alignment with God's will becomes a part of our healing journey. Financial provision is also included in His plan. God knows every need before we speak it, and He delights in providing for His children. For those experiencing lack, unemployment, debt, or business challenges, God's wisdom, favor, and unexpected provision are at work even now. By claiming His promises and walking in faith, we align ourselves with divine abundance. Our prayers for provision extend not only to personal needs, but also to the needs of others, creating a chain of intercession that brings hope and blessings to our communities. Healing often requires patience and trust in God's timing. Sometimes restoration comes immediately, other times through gradual steps, through medical care, lifestyle adjustments, emotional processing, or divine intervention. In each case, God's hand is at work, orchestrating outcomes that align with His wisdom and perfect timing. By acknowledging His sovereignty, we release anxiety and embrace faith, trusting that He is bringing everything to completion according to His will. As we receive God's blessings, gratitude becomes both an expression and a magnet for more. Counting our blessings, our health, our homes, our loved ones, the food on our table, the ability to see, hear, taste, touch, and experience life, shifts our focus from scarcity to abundance. Even in the midst of challenges, we can celebrate His goodness, allowing peace and joy to flourish within our hearts. Gratitude opens doors, softens hearts, and enhances our spiritual sensitivity to God's ongoing work. We also lift up those around us. Prayer is never limited to personal needs. As we intercede for others, naming loved ones, communities, and nations, God's power is amplified. We pray for unity where there is division, peace where there is conflict, opportunity where there is lack, and justice where there is oppression. Through our prayers and faith, we become instruments of healing and blessing in the world. God's goodness flows through us, touching the lives of many beyond ourselves. In this moment, know that the Lord is intimately involved in every detail of your life. Healing, provision, peace, and restoration are not abstract concepts, but living realities available to you right now. By faith, we claim them, recognizing that the God who sustains the stars also sustains our lives. Every breath, every heartbeat, and every sunrise is evidence of His care. As we open our hearts fully to Him, we position ourselves to receive miracles, transformation, and abundant life. As the morning deepens, the awareness of God's presence grows within your heart. Healing is not merely a promise for the future. It is active now, already working in ways seen and unseen. The Lord often invites us to participate in the process, to step forward in faith, to obey His guidance even when it challenges us. Just as Jesus asked the man with the withered hand to stretch it out, so too does He ask us to take steps that align with His healing. These acts may seem small or even impossible, but in obedience, miracles unfold. Faith is activated through action, and God delights in our participation. The man at the pool of Bethesda had been bound by illness for 38 years. His condition was so long-standing that it had become part of his identity, shaping the way he moved, spoke, and even dreamed. When Jesus asked, "Do you want to be made well?" it was not merely a question of desire, but an invitation to embrace transformation. Healing sometimes requires stepping beyond comfort zones, leaving familiar patterns, and claiming a new reality. Today, if God is asking you to step into something new, to leave behind limitations, or to release burdens, you are encouraged to respond with courage. This is the first step toward a life fully restored, whole, and aligned with His purposes. Healing extends beyond the physical. Emotional wounds, mental burdens, and spiritual dryness are all part of the restoration process. Anxiety, depression, and fear are real afflictions that affect our overall well-being. Yet the peace of God surpasses understanding, entering the mind and heart, offering clarity, calm, and resilience. Memories that once brought pain can be transformed by His truth, fear replaced with faith, bitterness replaced with forgiveness, and shame replaced with dignity. As light fills previously darkened spaces within, joy begins to take root and the soul experiences renewal that radiates outward into every relationship and interaction. Relationships, too, benefit from God's restorative touch. Where communication is broken down, understanding is restored. Where betrayal caused distance, seeds of forgiveness take root. Estranged families and friendships can be reconciled when we seek guidance and wisdom from the Lord. His principles teach us when to speak, when to listen, when to confront, and when to yield. In these moments, we learn the beauty of being peacemakers, becoming agents of God's love and restoration in our relationships. Our healed hearts and renewed minds influence those around us, creating a ripple effect of blessing, peace, and reconciliation. God's provision is another essential aspect of restoration. He is Jehovah Jireh, our provider, and He knows every need even before we voice it. Financial struggles, unemployment, debt, or business challenges are not beyond His reach. As we step forward in faith, He opens doors, provides wisdom, and supplies resources in ways that surpass human understanding. Provision is not limited to money. It includes opportunities, guidance, connections, and divine favor. By trusting in Him and claiming His promises, we align ourselves with abundance that flows into our lives and overflows to others in need. Patience is a vital component of receiving God's complete restoration. Healing may unfold gradually, requiring trust in His timing and methods. Sometimes the process includes medical treatment, lifestyle changes, emotional processing, or supernatural intervention. Each stage, each step, contributes to growth, resilience, and the ultimate manifestation of his promises. In learning to wait and to trust, we cultivate gratitude, faith, and a deep understanding of his faithful presence. Celebrating progress rather than fixating on perfection allows us to experience joy in the journey as well as in the outcome. Gratitude amplifies God's blessings in every area of our lives. Even amid struggles, recognizing the gifts we already possess, food, shelter, relationships, senses, and the beauty of creation, shifts our focus from scarcity to abundance. Anxiety and fear diminish as we acknowledge his faithfulness. Gratitude opens our hearts, allowing peace and joy to take root, and strengthens our awareness of God's ongoing work. The simple act of giving thanks is both a declaration of faith and a magnet for further blessings, creating a cycle of divine favor that touches our lives and the lives of those around us. Interceding for others expands the power of our prayers. Lifting the names of loved ones, communities, and nations invites God's transformative work into broader spheres. We declare peace where there is conflict, opportunity where there is lack, justice where there is oppression, and healing where there is suffering. By participating in this chain of intercession, we become conduits of God's love, compassion, and restoration. The simple act of praying for another creates a spiritual network of blessing that extends far beyond what our eyes can see, allowing his power to move through us in tangible ways. We must also reconcile with our past. Childhood wounds, words spoken in anger, betrayals, and disappointments can shape the present if left unaddressed. God's redemptive power transforms these moments, turning pain into testimonies of resilience and faith. Where there was fear, there is courage. Where there was bitterness, there is forgiveness. Where there was shame, there is dignity. Unforgiveness binds the soul, but releasing others into God's hands liberates us. Healing our past is essential to embracing the full blessings of the present and stepping boldly into the future he has prepared. Spiritual renewal is equally important. For those who have drifted from their faith or been hurt by religious institutions, God offers an intimate encounter that rekindles love, trust, and devotion. For those questioning their beliefs due to unanswered prayers or suffering, he reveals himself in unmistakable ways. Even for those who have never known him personally, today is a day for divine encounter. His presence is not distant. It is near, accessible, and transformative, capable of bringing clarity, guidance, and deep peace. Maintaining healing involves practical stewardship, nutrition, rest, exercise, proper medical care, and healthy boundaries support the work God is doing within us. As we participate responsibly, our faith and obedience amplify his restorative power. Healing is not a one-time event, but an ongoing journey. By aligning our actions with his will, we experience life in increasing abundance, physically, emotionally, spiritually, and relationally. Every choice we make in caring for our bodies, minds, and spirits becomes a form of worship, a reflection of gratitude, and an expression of faith in his provision. Even when healing is delayed, God's presence sustains us. For chronic conditions or long-standing struggles, his grace provides peace, strength, and hope that transcends circumstances. Presence itself becomes a miracle, reminding us that physical restoration, while powerful, is only one dimension of his abundant life. The gift of today, the breath in our lungs, and the opportunities that unfold each moment are all signs of his care, his timing, and his perfect wisdom. By resting in him, we embrace hope, courage, and expectation for miracles yet to come. Observing creation reveals the magnitude of God's power and attention to detail. From the intricacy of a snowflake to the vastness of the cosmos, his design testifies to his ability to restore, realign, and renew. If he can orchestrate the movement of planets and the balance of nature, he can surely restore every area of our lives. Spiritual dryness, regrets, and past failures can be surrendered to his care, allowing him to transform them into testimonies of redemption. What was meant for harm is being turned into good, demonstrating the boundless capacity of God's love and power to heal, restore, and elevate. As the day unfolds, the awareness of God's presence deepens, and the restoration he brings continues to touch every aspect of life. Healing is not only personal, but communal. Our lives are interwoven with those around us, and the power of God flows through relationships, family, and community. In prayer, we lift up others, friends, family members, neighbors, and even entire communities. Our petitions for their health, peace, and prosperity become an extension of the divine healing that we ourselves receive. The ripple effect of intercession demonstrates that God's work is not limited to the individual, but has the capacity to transform the wider world. Relationships are sacred spaces where God's restorative power manifests tangibly. Broken communication, mistrust, and betrayals can fracture hearts, yet God invites reconciliation and understanding. Where distance has created silence, His Spirit opens pathways to dialogue and connection. Forgiveness becomes the bridge that allows healing to flow. By extending mercy, we not only free others, but also liberate ourselves from the chains of resentment and pain. In doing so, we embody His love and reflect His character to the world. The principles of wisdom, knowing when to speak, when to listen, when to stand firm, and when to yield, guide us to navigate relationships in ways that honor Him and foster lasting peace. Financial provision, too, is a vital part of restoration. God's promise to supply all our needs is active, powerful, and unwavering. He knows the challenges faced by those who struggle with debt, unemployment, or business hardships. By walking in faith and obedience, doors of opportunity open, resources appear, and favor surrounds our efforts. His provision extends beyond material abundance. It encompasses guidance, creativity, connections, and opportunities that we may not immediately recognize. When we trust Him and align ourselves with His principles, we experience not only personal financial restoration, but also the ability to bless others, becoming conduits of His generosity. Healing often requires patience, discipline, and understanding of God's timing. Not every miracle arrives instantly, and not every answer follows our expected timetable. Yet each stage of the process is purposeful, shaping us into stronger, wiser, and more compassionate vessels of His love. Sometimes healing unfolds through medical treatment, lifestyle adjustments, emotional growth, or supernatural intervention. Regardless of the method, God's hand is active, orchestrating every detail to bring about complete restoration. In this waiting, gratitude becomes a sustaining force, helping us to celebrate progress and maintain hope even when outcomes are not immediately visible. Gratitude transforms perspective. By recognizing and appreciating the blessings already present, shelter, nourishment, relationships, senses, and the beauty of creation, we shift focus from lack to abundance. Even in challenging circumstances, gratitude softens hearts, fosters resilience, and opens spiritual doors for additional blessings. The simple act of thanking God for His faithfulness creates a conduit for His power to move more freely, bringing joy, peace, and clarity. As we cultivate an attitude of thanksgiving, we position ourselves to receive not only the healing we seek, but also the broader abundance God desires to pour into our lives. Intercession extends the impact of our prayers beyond ourselves. Lifting up the names of those in need, family, friends, communities, and nations, invites God's healing into spheres of life far beyond our immediate awareness. We declare peace where there is conflict, justice where there is oppression, opportunity where there is scarcity, and unity where division has reigned. As we engage in these acts of faith, we become participants in the larger work of restoration God is accomplishing in the world. Each prayer of intercession strengthens spiritual networks, creates pathways for divine favor, and exemplifies the principle that God's blessings multiply as they flow outward from His people. Healing also encompasses reconciliation with the past. Traumas, painful memories, mistakes, betrayals, and missed opportunities can anchor us in pain if left unresolved. God's power enters those spaces, transforming them from sources of hurt into testimonies of His redemptive work. Where fear once held sway, courage emerges. Where bitterness lingered, forgiveness takes root. Where shame weighed heavily, dignity and grace are restored. Unforgiveness binds the soul, but releasing others into God's hands frees us. This process allows us to experience the fullness of His healing and positions us to embrace a new identity, shaped by restoration rather than limitation. Spiritual renewal is critical for those who have drifted from faith, been wounded by religious experiences, or wrestle with doubt. God offers intimate encounters that rekindle trust, ignite devotion, and restore connection with Him. For those questioning their beliefs due to unanswered prayers or difficult circumstances, He reveals Himself in unmistakable ways. For those who have never known Him personally, he offers today as an opportunity for divine encounter. His presence is not distant but active, ready to meet every heart with comfort, guidance, and undeniable truth. In these encounters, the soul experiences rejuvenation, clarity, and a sense of purpose that transcends human understanding. Stewardship is an essential component of receiving and maintaining God's healing. Proper nutrition, rest, exercise, medical care, and emotional boundaries all complement his restorative work. Our cooperation amplifies the effects of his power, aligning practical action with spiritual faith. Healing is not a one-time event, but an ongoing journey, calling for diligence, mindfulness, and obedience. By participating actively, we sustain the restoration God initiates, allowing his abundant life to flow into every area of existence: physical, emotional, relational, financial, and spiritual. Even when healing is delayed or partial, God's presence is sufficient. For those experiencing chronic illness or long-term challenges, his grace provides peace, hope, and strength that transcend the circumstances. Presence itself becomes the miracle, reminding us that physical restoration, while powerful, is only one aspect of his abundant life. Each moment of breath, every heartbeat, and every new day is a testament to his faithfulness. By resting in him, we gain perspective, courage, and expectation for the unfolding miracles yet to come. Observing the world around us reveals God's meticulous care and attention to detail. From the intricate design of a single snowflake to the vast expanse of the cosmos, creation testifies to his power to restore, realign, and renew. If he maintains the precise orbits of planets and the balance of nature, surely he can orchestrate the restoration of every aspect of our lives. Spiritual dryness, regrets, and past mistakes are not obstacles, but opportunities for his transformative power to work. What was intended for harm can be turned into good, demonstrating the depth of his love and the limitless capacity of his healing touch. As we step forward in faith, the understanding emerges that restoration is not only for ourselves, but also for the greater good. The blessings, healing, and peace we receive are intended to flow outward, touching the lives of others. Through acts of kindness, service, encouragement, and love, we become conduits of God's restorative power. Our experiences of healing, both personal and spiritual, equip us to minister to those around us, providing hope, encouragement, and practical support. God's work in our lives becomes a testimony, a living example of his faithfulness, power, and love. We also recognize that the journey of healing often requires collaboration with the practical and the spiritual. Medical treatments, lifestyle adjustments, emotional processing, and divine intervention all interplay to bring about complete restoration. God's wisdom orchestrates every detail, ensuring that every step, every choice, and every prayer contributes to the desired outcome. In this partnership, our faith is active, our gratitude sustained, and our hope unwavering, demonstrating that healing is a holistic process encompassing body, mind, heart, and spirit. As the day moves forward, the fullness of God's restorative work becomes evident. His healing power flows into every area of our lives, transforming pain into strength, despair into hope, and limitation into opportunity. This process is not confined to physical restoration alone. It encompasses emotional renewal, mental clarity, relational harmony, financial provision, and spiritual vitality. God's design for abundant life is holistic, integrating every dimension of our existence so that we thrive fully in alignment with his purposes. Community amplifies the power of God's presence in our lives. Faithful companions, mentors, friends, and family provide encouragement, correction, and celebration. They become instruments through which God's love flows tangibly, reinforcing the faith that sustains us. Likewise, our experiences of restoration equip us to extend comfort, support, and guidance to others. Testimonies of healing, whether physical, emotional, or spiritual, become beacons of hope for those who are still struggling. As we share our stories, we not only honor God's work in our lives, but also invite others to receive his blessings and healing. Perspective is a crucial element of restoration. Dreams deferred, goals unmet, and aspirations delayed can weigh heavily on the heart. Yet God's timing is perfect, and his purpose is always greater than our understanding. Sometimes what appears as a setback is preparation for a greater breakthrough. Seasons of waiting refine character, deepen faith, and cultivate resilience. By entrusting our plans and desires to God, we open ourselves to his guidance, direction, and creative provision. We learn to discern when to persist, when to pivot, when to act, and when to wait patiently, understanding that his wisdom far exceeds human reasoning. Healing is also about preparing the heart and mind for the life God intends. We release regrets, disappointments, and past mistakes into his care, trusting that he transforms even the most painful experiences into testimonies of redemption. Spiritual renewal restores intimacy with the Creator, rekindles passion for prayer, worship, and obedience, and illuminates the path ahead. For those who have been wounded by religious experiences or unmet expectations, God offers personal encounters that demonstrate his love, patience, and faithfulness. Even those who have never known him are invited into relationship, where the reality of his presence brings comfort, guidance, and unshakable hope. Stewardship of healing is an ongoing responsibility. Nutrition, rest, exercise, emotional boundaries, and healthy relationships all complement God's supernatural work. When we actively participate in maintaining our well-being, we amplify the benefits of his restoration. Healing becomes a lifestyle, not merely an event, and every intentional choice we make strengthens our physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual health. In alignment with God's will, our lives become living testimonies of his goodness, reflecting his glory, and serving as channels through which his blessings flow to others. Even when healing is gradual, delayed, or different from what we expected, God's presence is sufficient. For those enduring chronic illness or persistent challenges, his sustaining grace provides peace, courage, and hope that transcends circumstance. Presence itself becomes a miracle, demonstrating that God's love is not contingent on immediate outcomes. Each breath, each heartbeat, and each day is evidence of his care and intentionality. By resting in him, we cultivate patience, faith, and expectation for the unfolding of his promises, trusting that every detail is orchestrated according to his perfect plan. Observing creation reveals the magnitude of God's power and his meticulous attention to detail. From the intricate pattern of a snowflake to the vastness of the cosmos, the natural world reflects his ability to restore, align, and renew. If he can govern the orbits of planets and the rhythms of nature with precision, surely he can orchestrate every aspect of our lives with equal care. Past regrets, spiritual dryness, or unhealed wounds are not obstacles but opportunities for his transformative work. What was intended for harm can be turned to good, illustrating the depth and breadth of God's healing power. God's restoration extends beyond the individual. The blessings, healing, and peace we receive are intended to flow outward, impacting families, communities, and nations. Acts of kindness, generosity, prayer, and service create channels through which his love reaches others. By embracing these opportunities, we participate in a larger narrative of divine restoration, where our healed hearts and restored lives become tools to bring hope, encouragement, and tangible help to the world. In this way, God's healing power is not contained, it multiplies, creating waves of transformation that extend far beyond our own circumstances. As we journey through life, we are reminded that healing encompasses every dimension: physical, emotional, mental, relational, spiritual, and financial. God's restoration is holistic, addressing the whole person. We step forward with courage, leaving behind limitations, embracing new identities, and walking in the freedom of his abundant life. Every act of faith, every expression of gratitude, and every obedience to his guidance strengthens this process, allowing his miraculous power to flow unhindered. Even as we pray for complete healing, we are reminded that God often works through a combination of natural and supernatural means. Medical care, lifestyle changes, counseling, emotional processing, and divine intervention may all play a role. Each step, no matter how small, is part of the larger tapestry of restoration. Our faith is active, our gratitude sustained, and our hope unwavering, demonstrating that true healing involves collaboration with both God's power and our willingness to participate. In this restored state, we also recognize the importance of peace and joy. Emotional and mental well-being is intertwined with physical and spiritual health. Where fear once resided, courage emerges. Where anxiety persisted, calm takes root. Where sadness lingered, joy blossoms. Healing is comprehensive, touching every aspect of life and allowing us to experience fullness in every area: relationships, finances, spiritual growth, and personal purpose. This holistic restoration ensures that we are not merely surviving, but thriving according to God's design. We conclude with reflection and gratitude. The journey of healing reminds us that God's power is limitless, His timing perfect, and His love unwavering. Restoration may take time, may require effort, and may challenge our patience, yet the outcome is certain. A life renewed, whole, and aligned with His purposes. As we share our testimonies, extend compassion, and act as vessels of His blessings, the ripple effects of His work continue to grow. Each healed heart, restored relationship, and renewed mind becomes a living testament to God's faithfulness and goodness. For all who have joined in this journey of prayer and restoration, we encourage you to like this video, share it with someone who needs encouragement, subscribe for more prayers and spiritual guidance, and leave a comment to declare your faith. Let your testimony become a beacon of hope to others who are waiting for healing and restoration. By participating in this community, you contribute to a river of blessing that flows far beyond what the eye can see. The ultimate lesson is clear. Healing is not just about recovery, but transformation. It is about stepping into the fullness of life God intends, releasing the past, embracing faith, walking in gratitude, and becoming an instrument of His love. Every challenge carries the potential for growth, every pain holds the seed of renewal, and every act of obedience activates His power. By surrendering fully to His guidance, we experience not only physical and emotional healing, but also a life rich in purpose, peace, and joy.